Welcome to Football Day. My name is Adeyemi Adesonya, and I have to say Happy New Year to those who watch Football Day specifically because this is our first episode in 2021. So hopefully 2021 is a great year for everyone. And as always, let me start the show by saying that I'm not happy. I am outnumbered in this show today by damn Scousers. Just look at them. I made the mistake of calling a Scouser to join us today, and he had the effrontery of wearing a Liverpool jersey. And next thing, Sheyi, the man without the Dr. Lu, the man without the AI2 comes and wears the Liverpool jersey as well. What effrontery. But anyway,
No,
welcome to the show.
just tell your viewers that we didn't plan it.
Valentine.
It's not like
Thank you very much.
I don't know. I didn't bad meeting behind my back.
Same wavelength, so that's why.
Okay, no problem. So our guest, let's welcome our guest first, Valentine, who, funny enough, is my birthday mate. Welcome to the show, and his wife just gave birth to a bouncing baby girl yesterday. So, in fact, I think if Liverpool wins on Sunday, whoever scores the winning goal will just name her after the person.
Honestly, deal.
But if it's United that scores the winning goal, you have to name her after a United player.
It's my wife that has that power because she's a Man U fan as well. So it's a serious fight at home.
Lovely. So no problem. Good to have you. We have been trying to have Valentine on the show for a while. He's been hiding. But I guess the excitement of yesterday made him decide to, join us today.
Yes.
As always, Dr. Lu is here. Dr. Lu is in rare form at the moment. The AI is kicking butt.
Yes, so
5 games unbeaten and looking good. Sheyi, how have you been?
I'm good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to your viewers. Let's get ready for, this next year. Hopefully, Liverpool will take the title again, even though United is trying to do some tabiobio moves, but we are here.
Okay. So, I start the show by always asking Sheyi, what is going to be different today, this weekend? Any new thing you are feeding in? Anything we should be taking into consideration of?
New, especially on the back of the victory that it's been having. There's no need to change the winning formula. We've tweaked it, and probably we've seen some winning, mathematical formula. So we're sticking with that. So all we're doing is just putting up new results, and I mean new changing results, if I may say. I mean, Sheffield United picked up the first win, so there's a W in there for Sheffield United this season. And, nothing new, just results. And we retrain the data. And let's hope that formula that we've set for the last 5 weeks continues to, work out.
So basically, our AI is saying if it's not broke, don't fix it.
100%.
Sticking to what has worked so far. Now, for Valentine, if you are not aware, let me warn you ahead. There is a Hall of Fame. I call it Hall of Fame because the people that have unfortunately entered that, I don't want to call it Hall of Shame. They are my friends. But the people that have entered, they are very open to acquiring new members. So please take note. Clinton, Richard Awe, Imam Umar, they are all willing. Genevieve, they are all willing to receive you in the Hall of Fame of people that the AI has defeated. So take note that there are a set of people that are rooting against you. They are rooting for the
AI. No problem.
So let me ask you, Valentine, for you, when you're looking at games, what are the things you take into consideration when you want to make predictions?
Usually I look out for form, also goals scored, and if it's also a derby, because if it's a derby, then form goes out the window. Anybody can take it.
Yeah.
Anybody can take it because, it's a derby. Everybody's fighting to, be king of that city, town, place at that moment. So that's what I look forward to when I make predictions.
I think the responses
goal scores.
has been consistent on this show. Virtually everybody goes for. I think 90% of the guys we've asked on this show have been more form based. If I think we had one or two that are more circumstantial, one was head to head, another was momentum, considering how much the team might be needing the result as a consideration for where their predictions might be leaning towards. So it's good to know that you are also a form guy looking at the form book, but you also make considerations when it involves derbies and critical games like such. So, Sheyi, for you, the big game this weekend is none other than Liverpool hosting Manchester United. Manchester United have not won at Anfield since, I think, under LVG, 1-0 late winner by Wayne Rooney, who interestingly announced his retirement from football today and is going to be facing management more or less squarely. Can we say, and also there's a small omen, and I don't know if the AI takes into consideration omens. United will play Liverpool on exactly the day of that last win at Anfield. Does the AI take omens into consideration?
No, except if the omen has to do with figures or numbers or math, then it will take it. But any other thing other than just pure figures, nothing like omen, nothing like form. It is just pure garbage in, garbage out. So to be honest with you, and of course the form guide, no matter how you look at it, no matter what you are going to do with the data, I mean the form will seem to suggest that. I mean, it's going to look more like a Liverpool victory because Liverpool haven't lost at home in the last 4 years. So there isn't even that data for the AI to say, is there a chance that there's going to be a loss? He's just going to look at the data. He's going to see in the last 66 games, Liverpool have won 55 at home, drawn 11 or thereabouts. So he's just going to look at that and once every 6 games you get a draw. So it's going to calculate, okay, this is the 5th. I mean, how many games at home? So there is no chance that the AI is going to ever predict that, Liverpool will lose at home to Manchester United. And other than the form guide, too, I also think that it's even coming at a good time for Liverpool to play Man U. Liverpool are in a bit of a mini dip. I mean, by the high standards they've created, they haven't scored in 2 games. They haven't won in 3 games, So it looks like the boys will be up for this. The boys will be up for this.
So if you're joining us, please feel free to drop a comment. We have Mubarak Khalid all the way from Saudi Arabia joining us. Mubi, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So let me ask you this as well, Sheyi. Now, the AI tool will take into consideration United's unique record of always throwing a spanner in the works of breaking long records. United have that track record. So you're saying that the AI tool will say, no, we'll put that aside as well.
Okay, well, to be honest with you, you're talking about the perfect AI. Now, if we're doing this for if we're doing this to, for some kind of global, and we've put in enough data to train the AI with, it will probably take it into consideration. But this AI is simply just training on, scores, older scores, predict last games from this season, and then using it to predict, the possible outcomes of, future seasons. So what you're talking about is in a grander way. Maybe if we're doing, we're trying to do this on a grander scale, we could have trained it, written a script to say, well, United defeat. I mean, when Arsenal were on the 50 game unbeaten run, United ended the thing. This home run. I mean, remember that even when Leicester came to Anfield about 3 or 4 towards the end of last year, people thought Leicester was going to win because Leicester City were the last team to beat Liverpool at home after they had gone for that same number of games. Back. So, and it didn't happen. So, those are the kind of things that AI, but this AI will not take into consideration that. It's just going to look at the score, predict the scores for the old games, and use that to predict the next games.
Okay, so Mubarak has an interesting question for you. So, what if the AI analyzes player selections for all those wins and compares against players available today and the COVID variables? Mubi, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm sure this AI doesn't take into consideration COVID-19 variables. So,
you're 100%. I mean, you need an entire team. I mean, if you look at, I don't know if you just check on YouTube the number. I mean, the people that work behind the scenes of a lot of these predictive analytic stuff. You have people that are handling several, variables. So this is actually a very simple AI. To be honest, it's just a very simple AI that takes only into consideration the goals scored, the chances created, the expected goals. All those kind of little shots on target, shots off target, and those are the variables. Not we're not looking at individual players. We're just looking at the teams as a whole. And I'll be quick to say, if we had done this program, maybe this show last week, I doubt the AI will have predicted a win for Sheffield United against Newcastle, just on the basis of the fact that Sheffield United hadn't won a game this season. Yeah, because it was just L, and there's no data that will have backed up a win for Sheffield United. And that's what AI does. It just looks at old data to predict new data. But now that they've gotten a win, maybe now, there's more data to train on, and they will probably be able to make better predictions.
I'm not sure the AI is going to make any change for Sheffield, even though Uber has just taken a shot at you, saying that the AI is a basic package. It's not the AI premium.
Package, not premium. Don't worry. Machine AI.
As we
not
yeah, not a
full. You want to find out?
Don't worry, movie. As we go on, exactly. You took that out of my mouth, Sheyi. Movie. You can funnel some of those Saudi oil dollars down our way, so we can package and they have please take that into consideration. So Sheyi, we're talking about Sheffield United, and yes, they won Newcastle. I actually predicted on my radio show that they were going to get their first win on that day, because I looked at the fact that they were playing Newcastle, looked at Newcastle's form, and I felt that Newcastle was the type of team that they could beat on the day. Now, with that change, they host Spurs next, and I do remember them beating Spurs last season at home. So, can we expect a prediction tilting to Sheffield United, noting that Spurs themselves have not been at their best, of late?
Well, yeah, from the data, especially because they are playing Spurs, I don't think the AI is going to look any further than a Spurs-related victory, because, of course, in addition to even their winning the first point of the season, what the AI would also do, look at the caliber of teams that they have won. So every team, just like in the league, they have points. So if Sheffield had beaten, say, a Chelsea, it will have gone way higher than them beating just a Newcastle. So it's kind of like weighted. So it allocates points to each team. So a Sheffield United beating a Liverpool, a Man U, a Chelsea would be far higher than them beating a Newcastle or a West Brom, or as the case may be. So because they're beating a Newcastle, it doesn't automatically mean they're going to beat Spurs just by the weighted mathematics. So I don't think the AI is going to predict anything other than a Spurs victory.
Spurs victory. Let me come to Valentine. So you are the Liverpool fan.
Yes.
How worried were you when Liverpool had all those injuries? Van Dijk out, Matip out, at some point Alisson out. Who else has been out? Trent Arnold out at a point. Milner out. We can go on. Thiago out. How did you how confident were you that Liverpool would, stem the tide and be fine even with that injury crisis?
To even be second at this point of the season, to me, it's a miracle because with we missed a host of players, using midfielders as defenders, using midfielders as right backs. I was surprised that we were able to even win matches and even top the group in the Champions League. And yeah, I was surprised. We've done extremely well, and unfortunately, games like the United game, games like West Brom, games like Southampton, those injuries are telling, and will tell. They will begin to show, because that is when we would need, quality as a collective, not as individuals now. So I was very, very worried when those players were out. Very, very worried.
Well, my own is that I just want to beg Klopp, please, on Sunday, you should just have the guts to play Henderson and Fabinho together at centre back against United. I beg you.
He can't be that disrespectful.
You should just try it.
He can't be that disrespectful.
Jimmy done before. You should just try it. You should try it with United.
He can't.
I'll be so happy.
He can't make that mistake.
That is so let's go to the predictions. Let's go to the predictions. Last time out we had who was the last person we had? It was Genevieve. We had Genevieve. She scored 4 points, and Dia scored 7. I scored 5 points. So for Valentine, for your information, the record belongs to me. I have the record of 15 points, 4 correct scores, and 3 outcomes, making it 15. But the record for guest is 9 points. I'm correct, Abby?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 points is held by a young man from Abuja, Ubani. He holds the record of 9 points. So you can aim for either 9 points or 15. I know you can't touch that one. That record is going to stay. Nobody's going to touch that record.
I'm beginning to think that was.
So also take note. Okay. Also take note that Aston Villa versus Everton has been postponed.
Okay.
Villa have a COVID-19 crisis, so they are having their games stacked up at the moment. They couldn't play. They had a game against Newcastle, postponed. That game against Spurs, postponed. So now this game against Everton. So we'll be considering 9 fixtures as against 10. So let's get into it. First game, long-time kickoff tomorrow. Wolves West Brom. I have gone for a 2-0 victory for Wolves because I don't know what happened with West Brom. We thought the relegation consultant would come in and change things. The only effect he's had has been at Anfield, where he got a 1-1 draw at Anfield. So let's start with the AI. Shay, Wolves West Brom. What say you?
Well, the math has gone to Wolves 2-1. Wolves to win 2-1.
Okay, they has gone for 2-1 to Wolves. Valentine.
4-1.
4-1.
Yes.
4-1 to Wolves.
Yes.
Okay. West Ham got rid of record signing Sebastian Haller. He's moved to Ajax. It'll be interesting to see how West Ham shape up going forward. They host Burnley, who just lost midweek to Manchester United. I have gone for a 1-0 victory to West Ham. Shay, what is the AI saying?
2-0 to West Ham. 2-0 to West Ham.
Okay, the AI has gone for 2-0 for West Ham. Valentine. West Ham Burnley.
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay. Valentine's going for a 1-1 draw. Okay. Leeds United off Puff 30 goals. They've scored 30 goals and they've also conceded more than 30 goals so far. So they give as good as they get. But I think this will be a very good game against Brighton. Valentine, how do you see that going?
A lot of goals. A lot of possession. High octane as well. I see Leeds winning 3-1.
Leeds to win 3-1. AI, what does the AI say?
Leeds to win 3-0.
Leeds win 3-0. I've gone for 2-1 in favor of Leeds. I think Leeds just can't. They can't stop conceding. They won't concede. Fulham put up an absolutely fantastic
performance.
Fantastic performance at the new White Hart Lane in midweek to snatch a 1-1 draw away to Spurs. So this weekend they'll be hosting. I've also had a bit of a rest of late, with the exception of the FA Cup where they defeated Morecambe 4-0. AI, how do you see Fulham Chelsea ending?
It's gone to Chelsea 1-2. Chelsea to win
1-2 to Chelsea.
Yes.
Something tells me that game will end in a draw, but at the same time, looking at the fact that Chelsea have been more, rested, they've had an opportunity to look at their team closely. So I've also gone for a 1-2 victory for Chelsea. Valentine, Fulham Chelsea.
A Chelsea 2-0 win.
2-0 for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody seems to be in agreement with respect to Fulham Chelsea. Okay. All right, so we go to another big game this weekend. I think it'll be very entertaining to watch. Leicester City taking on Southampton, two teams who have shaken a lot of the big boys this season and have dreams of probably breaking into the top four. Maybe for Southampton, looking to as much as possible break into the European places. So, AI, how do you see Leicester City, Southampton?
Well, 2-0 to Leicester City. 2-0. Leicester win.
2-0 Leicester. If you remember very well, last season, away to Southampton, Leicester put 9 past Southampton. But Southampton have bounced back remarkably since that result and have been looking quite good. I have gone for a 1-1 draw in that one. Valentine, what say you?
Southampton will be without Danny Ings. I think he has COVID, which is their firepower. I still think that Leicester will take it 2-0.
You've gone for Leicester 2-0 as well?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm the only one that's gone for a draw. So like I said earlier, Aston Villa Everton has been postponed. So we move over to Sheffield United hosting Tottenham Hotspurs. I've gone for a 1-2 victory in favor of Spurs. Hopefully Spurs can shop their defense and get the better of the Sheffield United, who got their first victory of the season and will be looking to kick on from there. So, Shay, what does AI say?
Exactly what you have said. 1-2 to Tottenham.
1-2 to Spurs from the AI. Valentine.
I think it will be another disappointing draw between both of them because Sheffield should be brewing with confidence, thinking that they won last season there. After winning this week, they would, fight for a point. So I go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Wow, lovely. I like this. So to the big game of the weekend, Liverpool Manchester United. Something tells me this game will end in a draw, but because of Liverpool's remarkable home record, I'm tempted to have to lean and say Liverpool will win 2-1. I'm not so confident with the way Manchester United have played in really big games this season. Previously, United used to be well set up for the big games, but this one I'm a little bit worried. So I've gone for Liverpool 2 Manchester United 1. So what does the AI say?
Liverpool 2, Man U 1 as well.
Are we copying ourselves now? All right, Valentine.
That's the same score that I'm going for.
You two.
Based, yeah, 2-1 because of everything poised for the game. Injuries, Liverpool backs against the wall, Manchester United coming with hot form, back of the player of the month, Bruno Fernandes. So Liverpool will take this narrowly, 2-1, narrowly.
Well, if Liverpool win, they potentially will go. They could go back to the top of they go back to the top of the table on goals difference.
Goal difference, yes.
If they win, if United win, United will now have a 6-point gap.
6 points, yeah.
That would be huge if
Very
United
huge.
can win. So there's a team that's been going under the radar. They've considered only 13 goals this season. It's a huge surprise, but they failed to score and put teams away like we used to know them to. Manchester City are gradually creeping up the table, flying under the radar, and people are starting to notice them. They host Crystal Palace at the Etihad, and not of warning, Palace have won at the Etihad before. So, yeah, how do you see this?
Man City to win 3-0.
Wow.
No chance.
Man City to win 3-0.
No
I'm
chance.
not sure. I can't remember how many times City have scored 3 this season. But interestingly, I've also followed suit with you, and I've gone for Man City to win 3-1. So, Valentine, what say you?
Man City to win 2-1.
Man City to win 2-1. Okay, so the final game of the weekend, which happens to be on Monday night, is Arsenal, who were on a 3-game winning streak up until last night when they drew at home to Crystal Palace. A rather disappointing performance, but they host a Newcastle team that sometimes, more often than not, gives Arsenal a few things to worry about. Newcastle are not Newcastle of old. This is Newcastle under Steve Bruce. Lost against Sheffield United, having the bad record of being the ones to hand Sheffield United their first win of the season. Can the Gunners make it 4 wins out of 5? AI, what say you?
Yeah, it's gone for an Arsenal victory, 2-0.
2-0 to the Arsenal. Okay, interestingly, I've also gone for 2-0. I think Arsenal should have too much for Newcastle. So Val, what say you?
Is Arsenal at home?
Arsenal at home, yes.
Arsenal to win 1-0.
1-0 to the Arsenal. That's taking us back to the George Graham days of 1-0 to the Arsenal. So, interesting results. I think this is probably one of the first episodes that we seem to be
in alignment.
In alignment, but Val just throws some spanner into the works somewhere along the line. For the last 3 games, we're all in tandem. But for the Spurs game, he's gone for a draw. He's also gone for a draw in the West Ham game. So yeah, we seem to be in tandem in most of, but that is Wolves 4, West Brom 1. Wolves will the light score. That Wolves,
And they've lost key.
Yeah, they've lost Raul Jimenez. And I've stopped dropping that their stat of failing to score in the first half. Because every time I say it, they tend to score in the first half. All right, so let me take some of the messages we have. Mubi is on form today and he's taking shots at Cheyi. He said Liverpool is the new Bitcoin. Any slump is temporary. Okay.
Yes.
Femi Ogbo says, man, you cannot use this their smash and grab system to run Liverpool because they don't have a pattern of play. Hence, Liverpool will bring them back to their place. Lovely. Femi is an Arsenal fan, by the way. So
The key fact for Liverpool will probably be the emergence of Thiago, if he plays. I mean, there's a way he finds those pockets of that. I mean, what we've lacked in the last few games, really. I think, and at home, he'll be. I mean, this is his first game at Anfield. I'm sure he'll be buzzing.
It'll be interesting to see what plans United have for him. Will United decide to man-mark him and isolate him as much as possible? Will he be able to get enough of the ball to be able to cause havoc and put in those passes? It'll be interesting to watch, to actually isolate the game and watch Thiago in a big game. He had a cameo in a big game.
It will probably be how I think Klopp should put Firmino on penalties. I think that would probably be
penalties.
I think that
another from a tactical perspective, another interesting aspect for me has to be how United will shape up, because I understand Martial is struggling with a hamstring injury. So will United go with the midfield diamond that has somewhat worked well, so which will in turn see Fred and McTominay return to the team. They didn't play at midweek. So that means United will go to a midfield four of Fred, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, and Paul Pogba. Or United go to a 4-3-3 with Fred, McTominay, and Bruno Fernandes, with Greenwood, Cavani, and Rashford up front. So it'll be very interesting to see how both teams shape up. And also I'll be interested to see who Liverpool play in centre back, in that centre back position. So we're trying to see what Liverpool decide to do with that. Mubi says, interesting program. I like this. Thank you, Mubi. We like the fact that you tuned in today. Please keep it a day with us every Friday at 4 p.m. Iberi Omoni says, Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2. Iberi, should I put my mortgage on that? Let me know, please. Respond in the comment section. Let me know if I should put my mortgage on that. Valentine, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was saying that I'm sure that McTominay and Ferrer will be back in the midfield. It will be interesting to see, because I think, or I'm feeling that Solskjaer might go with the back three against us. I think he might go with the back three.
Yeah,
I won't be surprised when I see him come to Anfield in the back three, thinking he might come to take a point and then move from there, since he's top with 3 points. He wouldn't want to give much away.
To lose that advantage, yeah.
Yes, he won't want to lose that advantage. So I think he might come with the back three, but let's see.
It'll be interesting because United have actually played the back three in some of the big games that they played. And the back three has Bailly, Maguire, and probably Luke Shaw as the third centre back.
Yes.
But that would have mean maybe United will play Alex Telles as the wing back on the left and push Aaron Wan-Bissaka as one of the other wing backs. So, and of course, United actually played very well against Liverpool when they've gone with the back three in time past. So, a lot of tactical adjustments to worry about. I think it will be a really good game to watch. Hopefully, it gives us one of those classics that we have seen in time past. Who knows? Maybe you have one of those years where Diego Forlan scores a brace at Anfield, or is it one of the Mata Anfield visits, or is it the Kurt hat trick from someone that you don't expect, or you have a Stevie Gerrard, one of those Stevie Gerrard mad days where he stamps a player coming in at halftime and stamps a player gets red carded, or you have United has scored a few late winners at Anfield, where Rooney being one, John O'Shea being another. I think as United went for the treble, for the double in 2008. So you've had a lot of really good games in time past. Yes. I remember the one with John Anarisa scoring a thunderous free kick against Semi Bate. So a lot of really good games in the past, and I hope this one can live up to the billing, because this is the biggest game in English football. Anybody else to argue can argue. Arsenal and Chelsea should have fans. This is the biggest game in English football. This is the game between 20 and 19. So hey, and we know that Liverpool are aiming to win this title to make it 2020. So 2020. Yeah. No, I'm not calling 2020.
What do you think? Do you think VAR will play a role in Sunday's game?
It will. There will be a VAR role. So if you are one of those people that go to that side, please put your money on VAR. Having a hand in something.
Talking about VAR, there's something we'd probably like just to throw in just for the predictions. Val, you probably pick a game and you tell us something that is unusual that would happen in that game. And if you get it right, whatever the score is for the weekend, you go away with the prize money. So you might be, there was one who predicted the red card and the last minute goal, even though it didn't come through. So
he almost got that last minute goal, no? That last minute goal, almost got it.
He almost got it.
In the game at the weekend?
Yes.
Tell us something that is unusual, that is not, that is not usual that would happen in that game. And if you get it right, you win. Whatever, even if your score predictions for the weekend,
even if you score 0.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see. A red card in the West Ham game.
Okay.
West Ham, Burnley.
Burnley. Yeah, red card.
Okay, so tell us a red card
for who?
Yeah,
West
red
Ham,
card.
Burnley.
Yeah, for West Ham.
For West Ham. All right.
For West Ham.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me go and play that one too. West Ham. Okay.
So
a red card in the West Ham game.
So you know whether you have won by the second game tomorrow. So
I will. All right, guys, we've done 37 minutes. Thank you, everybody that's joined in. It's been a great show, especially our dear friend from Saudi, Mubarak Elegbede. Thank you for joining us. So, if you are watching for the first time, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Very, very important. Please subscribe. Very important. I'm trying to, as much as possible, get us to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Please subscribe, and also make sure you tune in 4 p.m. every Friday. Thank you to Valentine. My regards to the wife and the kids.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us, Anshay. Hopefully, we're making 6 games unbeaten for the AI.
Yeah, we're waiting.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on Football and AI episode 15. Is that episode 15? That's a landmark edition, episode 15. Thank you very much. And of course, hey, we have Liverpool, Manchester United, so that even makes it more exciting. Thank you very much. Join me on Tuesday for MPFL Outlook. We'll be talking about match day 4 of the Nigerian Professional Football League and any other thing that happens in Nigerian football. And of course, please check out the No Touchscreen podcast on AudioMark, SoundCloud, and Apple on an Apple podcast. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend and enjoy the football. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.